Okay, so in this video we're going to continue to add checkboxes to the window, and then we're going to code them so that they behave like radio buttons. So in the last video we added these two checkboxes to deal with the show times. Now let's add 3 here to deal with the patron age. So I'm just going to dive right in and begin coding. So we'll, again, we have to come up with names for these new controls that we're introducing into the program. We'll call the first one CHK child. Okay, and once again we're using FC controls to add a checkbox. Okay, and then in parentheses, in quotes, you can put the text that you want to appear next to the checkbox on the window. So we'll say children under 12. Okay, and then we will do an adult checkbox. And we'll say, again, this is a loosely defined term, adult, meaning children 12 and up, and then adult, we'll say adult non-seniors. Okay. And then we'll do a senior button, or checkbox rather. So we have created the checkboxes. Now let's move them into place. So again, we use FC controls. These are all coming from our Fremi extension package. So we're moving first the child into place. And I have the coordinates are already plotted out. So we'll say 150 or 50x 180y for the child. And then right underneath that, the adult is going to go into place here. So the x-coordinate stays the same. We'll have a y-coordinate of 200, and then for the senior, we'll do a y-coordinate of 220. Okay. All right, let's test these out. All right, there they are, and now we're going to code the functionality so that only one of these can be selected at one time. So they behave like radio buttons, not checkboxes. You know, because think about it, a patron at the movie theater can only be one of these 3 things. They cannot be more than one. These are mutually exclusive choices here. So we have to code the checkboxes to reflect that scenario. So we're going to end up with 3 subs. We'll start with the child sub. So when I check the child, or the children under 12 checkbox, basically 2 things are going to happen. The check is going into the box, and that we get automatically. We don't have to write code for that. But if there are any checks in these 2 boxes, they need to disappear. So that's the code that is going to go into the sub for the child. So that's what we'll do. Okay, so we're beginning with a new child, or a new sub here. And I like to do my end sub right off the bat so I don't forget it. And then basically, this is for, we need a name for this guy here. So we'll say this will be CHK child underscore click. So when we click the child to select it, it will become checked, and the other 2 become unchecked. So 2 lines of code in here. FC controls, set checked. Set checked. Who are we setting the checked for? Well, first the adult. Okay, and we're setting the checked to false. Okay, and then we have to turn around and do the same exact thing for the senior. Okay? All right. And then, you know, now it becomes kind of repetitive, because for any one of those checkboxes, we write a sub that will uncheck the other 2. So I can just come in here and change this up a little bit. So when the adult is clicked, the child is becoming deselected. Okay, and the senior, and the code is already there for that. Okay, and then we can do the same for the senior. And the adult and the child become deselected or unchecked. Okay, and then we need 3 lines of code to wire all of this up. You know what, I think maybe I'll copy and paste a little here. Okay, so for the child, just copying and pasting, but be sure when you copy and paste, be sure that you change what needs to be changed. You do save some typing, but if you don't change what needs to be changed carefully, then you're going to create errors for yourself, basically. And the time you saved in typing, you're going to spend and then some on trying to troubleshoot your errors. So we'll just be careful here. Alright, hopefully I've got everything in place. Let's try this. Okay, no errors. So far so good. So let's start checking some of these. Okay, and they are behaving as expected with the functionality where only one can be checked at any given time.